Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jozie Kumm. Dozens of firefighters from across Sioux land and even beyond spent their weekend learning and practicing what to do when commercial vehicles get into major accidents. It's our top story at 10.
Starting on Friday, firefighters from around the Siouxland area gathered outside of the city Lamars with an organization called Crossroad Training to learn how to handle accidents with vehicles like semis and school buses.
We spend the first day setting up and building skills. So we give them a skill set. We teach them the skills that they need to be able to complete complex scenarios. And then the second day we set up those complex scenarios and put them through those scenarios and allow them to practice those and be able to become proficient at it.
Sunday was the final day for training, where firefighters put all their knowledge to the test.
We have a concrete mixer overturned on a car. We have a school bus overturned on a car. We have a car underneath a semi, and they're all smushed together in a very small area. So we're going to work in concert with the wreckers and the rescue personnel to support these vehicles. There's a 5-step process that we go through when we're dealing with heavy vehicles on how we do the extrications, and we'll be working and setting those scenarios up, and then they have to work those scenarios to prove to us that they learned everything that we taught them in the first day.
On top of honing valuable skills, firefighters also got to work with equipment they don't often get to, like a heavy wrecker.
These trucks running up and down the road, they can be 80,000 plus, 96,000, 100,000 plus. A lot of these fire departments don't have the equipment to be able to move that kind of weight. And if you get a vehicle that's pinned in by a commercial vehicle, we've got heavy wrecker rotators that are capable of lifting 60 ton.
The use of a heavy wrecker in an extrication scenario can save lives in multiple ways. A job that will take a fire department without a wrecker 2 to 3 hours to extract a patient can be done in 20 to 30 minutes with a wrecker. The capabilities of these rotating wreckers is unbelievable.
Stockton Towing provided the many vehicles used for training.
We've had a few through donations, and then others are from impounds that people don't come back and claim, that type of thing. So we're able to keep those cars and then use those to be able to supply to the fire departments to assist in their training.
On top of local fire departments training this weekend, firefighters from Sioux Falls also made an hour-and-a-half drive to train.
We do not get this a whole lot, so it is very valuable for everybody to hone their skills a little bit and get their hands on and actually see how these things cut apart. And they're not like regular vehicles, so because you're going to have the height difference on the semis. A school bus is also higher and bigger tires.
Lamar's assistant fire chief says what they learned this weekend can be applied in any city or town.
Every community, no matter what, almost has school buses going through them to pick up kids, drop off kids, and whatever. So it is a very valuable time to learn how to extricate out of a bus for any town. It doesn't matter who you are.
For KCAU9 News, I'm Tyler Euchner.
Thanks, Tyler. Each veteran who gets the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. on a Midwest honor flight has their own unique experience. That's especially true for a husband and wife who both served in the military. Jordan Desmet in Sioux Falls has more.
Dean and Leanne Murfield of Sioux Falls have been married for 47 years and are both Vietnam-era Army veterans. They were each stationed at Camp Humphreys in South Korea 4 years apart, but they didn't know each other while in the military.
How did you two meet?
At Leanne's birthday party.
My 22nd birthday party in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, through a family friend, Tim. He was in guards with Dean, and Tim's dad and my dad were friends as little kids, and I've known Tim all my life. And he just happened to bring Dean along to my birthday party, and then Tim had invited me to go to the National Guard Christmas party in Madison the next night, so I saw Dean there again. So it was a God thing.
During his time in South Korea, Dean spent time at an orphanage.
My friends in the company there at Camp Humphreys supported an orphanage. We went 20, 30 miles to where they had a farm plus the orphanage, and we worked at both places helping out the kids.
That experience inspired Dean and Leanne to adopt 2 children later in life.
It's been wonderful. Yep. We got them both as babies, and through Lutheran Social Services in Sioux Falls. And I just can't imagine life without children and grandchildren, so it was a right choice for us, and I think adoption is a really good choice for people.
The couple spent time touring Washington on Midwest Honor Flight's 28th mission, reflecting on their service to their country and the impact the military had on them, and they felt grateful for the opportunity.
It's very humbling for me because I feel like I was happy and that I could be able to give back to my community and my country. So it's humbling to see how much people do appreciate that.
In Des Moines today, hundreds of families gathered for Mercy One's 26th annual Walk to Remember. The walk is dedicated to the babies who die each year through miscarriage, ectopic pregnancy, stillbirth, or newborn death. The walk is an event that leads mothers and their families to process the grief of losing their child and helps spread awareness about how to support grieving mothers. The event is observant of National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month in October. The goal is to provide a sense of community and make sure nobody is alone in their grief, something the walk has done for 26 years.
Some families have never missed a year in 26 years. Part of our theme today was time, and that it doesn't matter if this was 2 weeks ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago, these babies still exist and we still honor them. And I think we had probably 250 people or so here today to honor their babies, and some families even told me they had people fly in from other states to be here because it's a big deal to them, and just, you know, these babies are part of their families.
Organizers say that the community makes all the difference for these families. A deadly weekend of gun violence, at least 2 mass shootings in Mississippi, both related to high school events. At least 6 killed in the small town of Leland and 2 more in Heidelberg and in South Carolina. At least 4 people killed in a shooting at a bar. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood with the details.
Gunfire erupted at around 1 a.m. Sunday morning at a bar in St. Helena, South Carolina.
En route to a possible active shooting situation, possible gunshot victims.
At least 4 people were pronounced dead at the scene and several others injured. Officials say hundreds of people were inside at the time of the shooting. The owner of the bar wiping away tears.
You know, I'm thankful for everybody who walked away. You know, I'm thankful for everybody who's alive, who is safe. And you know, we just gotta come together and support each other.
That shooting part of a weekend of gun violence that included at least 2 mass shootings in Mississippi, one in Heidelberg during a high school homecoming game.
That first one actually occurring on the campus of a high school, leaving 2 people dead. Authorities do now say they have a person of interest in custody there. That person of interest just 18 years old.
And in the town of Leland, a suspect opening fire Friday night as people gathered downtown following the Leland High School homecoming football game. The mayor says the city is experiencing a great loss.
We have 16 people that were gunned down on last night, which 12 of them were taken to the hospital and 4 of them were dead.
Officials say they do not have a suspect in custody at this time. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.